Yo, what's up guys? It's NFT Once, and today we're going to be going over week 2 of my NFT portfolio on Nifty Gateway. I'm going to show you guys what's in my portfolio, how much profit or losses that I've made on each individual piece, and I've never actually mentioned to you guys to like the video before it even starts, but please like the video. I know you guys are loving the content, but sometimes you just need a gentle reminder to smash that like button. So yeah, let's start the video. Looking at my portfolio, you can tell that I actually kind of downsized a bit. Yet even though I downsized, my portfolio market value actually went up. And I'll show you guys why that is and how I did it. Right now, I only have 22 Nifties, kind of all like red and pink, because that's, you know, my the aesthetic that I go for. You can see I always rock this pink hoodie in my videos. So let's just go one by one. I made a nifty spreadsheet as well, preloaded all of the cost bases unlike last time. So the first one we're gonna look at is the Mamba piece. So it's actually really interesting. Mamba actually retraced back down to even as low as 10K. So this piece, like last week, was actually going for 18, 19, 20K. You know, all the people who bought it for $824 when the open first dropped, they're realizing, okay, the piece is not moving past 20K. You know, Boss Logic's drop is not until 1 or 2 weeks from now. I'm gonna see if I can just take profits so I can funnel it into other pieces. And then that's exactly what happens. So the highest someone bought 20,000. And then as you move forward, 4 days ago, 3 days ago, 17,000, $10,000. And then now all the prices are, you know, kind of in the 11,000s, 9,500, 8,000. And now it's going back up 13,000. If you look at the Nifty on the marketplace, you can see the lowest price is sitting at right about 14,000. So that's kind of where it's bottoming out. And as soon as Bitcoin starts going up again, there's confidence in the crypto markets. You might see these Kobe pieces start to get picked up, especially as the rich athletes and stuff, or the Kobe fanatics start to come onto the platform day by day. They're going to say, oh, Mamba's cheap compared to other options on the site. So they're going to just pick one up for their collection simply because they're a Kobe fan, not really speculating or anything, but they just need to have this iconic piece in their portfolio. So right now we can just say the floor is $13,900. Basically, when I do these, I just take either the last sale price, or if the lowest floor price is lower than the last sale price, and that's what I'm going to go with. So in order to get the unrealized profit, you basically have to take the last sale price, minus it by whatever the last sale price is, times what the fee is going to be, which is that. But then you also have to minus the cost basis of the piece. So as it stands, if I sold Forever Mamba for the floor price today, I would basically make a profit of 9,800. Lost in Tokyo is the next piece. I don't know if you guys saw 3 Laos. They basically did a auction in which they auctioned their music for like millions of dollars. I think they did like 5.5 million. It was some record-setting auction basically. So recently, this piece actually went up in value. There was a lot of hype. 888 bought at 4,000 and then just continued to go up. And definitely there's a floor you can see at 5,500. So we will take a floor price at 5,500. I love this piece. It just reminds me of Japan. Every time I've been there, just look at it. It's one of a kind piece on the site right now. So definitely don't want to let it go for the floor price. I have it up for 8,000 just in case someone wants to purchase it from me for 8,000. You'll see that as a trend in a lot of my pieces as we go through them. I'm not actually listing them at the floor price, even though it's for sale, because I actually have a genuine attachment to the piece. The art is freaking sick. Basically, I'm saying to the world, hey, like, I love this piece, but if you're going to pay this much for the piece, you know, it's not financially responsible to say no. So I'm going to let you take that piece from me at that price. It's not the floor. I think the floor right now is 7,500. I would love it if it was, you know, an animation or there was some sound on it. But as it stands, 8,000 for basically a JPEG that's fine by me, even though I truly love the piece. So as we said, the floor price is 5,500, unrealized profit of $3,400. The next piece we're going to look at is this play, number 1 out of 5 by Renderfruit. So I actually won this at 2,700. However, Renderfruit has not really done another open or made any waves in the NFT community, specifically Nifty Gateway recently. So that's why there's not a lot of attention on these pieces. Of course, it's also a niche piece. Like, the design is cool, the sound is cool, but not that many people really want some floating eyeballs. I have it listed for 9,000. It is the number 1 mint edition, so that gives it a little bit of a boost. But I would be surprised if this sells within the next month. I'm just kind of waiting for a catalyst for this piece to be worth that much. The caliber of the art is amazing. The detail on the eyes, like, look at it. The detail on the eyes is crazy. Yeah, my plan for this is just wait for another catalyst. Whenever Renderfruit posts on Nifty Gateway again, I would put this conservatively at like a $5,000. So we're just gonna book a $1,400 profit for this exact piece. Now, this is literally guys, my favorite piece on the entire site. There's nothing else like this in terms of movement, sound, animation style. This reminds me of like some 90s manga. Like, yo, it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's such an amazing piece. I have it up for $10,000. It's been rising over the past week or so. Look, 2,000, 4,200, floor price is $7,000 right now. So we'll take this floor price as the last sale price, calculate the profit, and we're sitting at just around $4,000. The next piece we're going to look at is Slide. Love this piece. I love pastel pinks. It's so relaxing, so calming. The moment I set my eyes on this piece, I knew I wanted it, and it kind of paid off. The last person that purchased it was $2,400, and the floor sits at like $3,000. We'll just use the last sale price to calculate it to be conservative, and we get a $1,300 profit. Now tapes, I covered this in my last video, so if you haven't seen that, definitely go watch it. But I bought this for $4,200 on the inkling that definitely gonna pick this up and wait until some whale buys it up. And a whale bought it up indeed. As you can see, Maddie went crazy on this, and as a follow-up, this guy named Lutz followed up on it and absolutely whaled out. $9,000, $10,000, $11,000, $12,000. Last sale price of $12,000. However, the floor price right now, I believe, is at, we can check, is actually $3,400. So we will take $13,400. So we will actually take the last sold price of this piece and use it to calculate profit. So now moving on to the next piece, I bought this for $1,200, a week ago, 2 weeks ago, and now it is going for $2,000. I was actually hoping that this piece would actually go to $3,000 or $4,000 off the back of Billelis collaboration with Greg Mike a few days ago, but still definitely booking a profit on this one. So we'll just, put that in there. $500 profit. So this piece, I actually had a lot of Tom Yoo. Like I love sneakers. I come from the fashion world. I had like 7 or 8 of them back when it was like $200, $300, $400. They kind of all went up to like $1,000. So I offloaded. I don't really think there's a market for these specific pieces with, the mints that they have, 150, 200 mints above 2K range. So basically capped my alpha on these pieces. So I basically only own one now. I took profits. This one I'm holding on to because I definitely want a little bit of exposure to Tom Yoo. Like I want to have a diversified portfolio. And this is mint number 100, which I actually think is really cool. And this piece is actually, I don't know, I think it's 927 is the last sold price. So I might even be negative on this one, negative $11, but that's okay. Make sure you're not over leveraged into one artist. Just having one Tom Yoo piece in my portfolio just to support. Now the next 2 pieces are, these are my fun pieces. These are not really like investment pieces. Like, I don't know. I just love it. Just look at it. Come on. Don't tell me you don't love this. Anyway, I got it for $2,000. I just bought it for fun. So I guess I'm just going to put $2,000 here. I got another one. But I got this one for $1,000. This one sold for $1,950. So we'll definitely put that as the profit. Don't really have a plan for these. I just knew that I wanted these in my portfolio. So moving on, we're gonna look at this Flamingos piece, which I mistakenly bought at $725. So the last sold price, which actually I liquidated another piece that I had, the same exact one for $637. So I'm guessing that's what I can get it for, and booked a $182 loss. So as you guys can see, it's not all fun and games. You're going to book some losses, especially with a diversified portfolio. I wouldn't say that you can be a winner every single time. That's why you really need to have a decent amount of capital so you can spread your eggs into multiple baskets. So now moving on, Transient number 9 out of 25. Absolutely got this for a steal. Put out a global bid for $2,000 right away, and then somebody actually fulfilled it. Now the last sold is $69.99. Just from an art perspective, can we just look at it? It's so calming, so relaxing, so nice. I love the lighting, the sound. Those are, the biggest things I look for when it comes to pieces: motion, lighting, sound. So now moving on, I have Somnium Rubrum by Lefty out here, $2,000 4 days ago. Has a higher floor, but we'll just say that it was 2,000. Got the green one as well, 2,500. I'm really gonna just wait on these, so I'm very confident that this piece will be worth $3,000 to $5,000 in about 2 to 3 weeks. The next piece is Eternal Zen. Still got it for $1,800 and the last sold price of $2,750. Profit of $500. So here's another Billelis piece. Bought it a little bit higher at $2,400, $849. So booked a $22 profit. Next, the Bitcoin Angel. So this is a 1 month hold basically. So many mints of this went out that there's just gonna be so much, it's going to rise a little bit, it's going to fall a little bit, and then it's just going to stay in this kind of $1,000 area for a while. Definitely a piece of NFT history. So I just wanted to be a part of that, and I think I'm going to hold this for the next 30 to 60 days. Last sold price of $930 for a loss of negative $259. Hortensia chair, got it for $1,650. It last went for $1,699. As you guys can see, this is my long-term hold part of the portfolio. Everything I acquired at the beginning, I've been long-term holding. They didn't jump up to these profit like right away. And as you can see in these, at the end, I'm losing a lot of money on a lot of pieces because I'm waiting for them to mature over the next 1 to 2 weeks as well, and hopefully see a little bit of action moving into the profitability zone. Another Peter Tarka piece. So this, when I saw this, guys, it went up for sale for $2,000. And it's only an edition of 28. I knew I had to have it. There was a sale right before me for $2,300, and there is a floor on it of $2,888. So if we use a last sold of $19.99, which is mine, basically it's gonna book a negative. But if you actually look at the floor, you can tell that with a piece of this caliber, I could probably list it for $2,500 and it would be okay. Same with Slide. There's a $3,500 floor. When I put it in my profit, I put it as $2,400, but in reality, the floor is $3,500. So if I listed it for $2,900, it probably would sell within 2 to 3 days. So now moving on, we're gonna be looking at Cats. Superb piece, the music, the lighting, everything is got it on the open, luckily for $2,500. It is currently going for $7,000. Literally in the past 24 hours, 1 day ago, it was going for $3,000. It sold for $7,000 recently, and that actually booked a $3,000 profit. So as you can see, even though I'm holding on to a lot of losers, it really only takes one piece to cover all of the losses and still make 2 to 3x profit. Look at it, guys, like literally one piece covers all of the losses. So now moving on to Lavish, got it for a little high, $949. Another long-term hold. I think it's a really beautiful piece, and probably over the next 30 days, I'll reevaluate what I'm going to do with it. Probably not going to liquidate it because I think 1,000 is pretty much the floor. So I basically just bought in at the floor, and we'll see if we can actually creep into the 1,300, 1,500 range and stay there. Now, the last piece we're going to go over is the piece that I'm most proud of. I literally picked this up today. Lotus Train mint number 65 out of 148 for $30,000. Besides Highway Cruise, this is my second or maybe even tied for first favorite piece. Let's look at the floor right now. $35,000, and it immediately jumps into the $50,000 range. Look at the piece. Oh, it's so nice. But yeah, I'm basically just gonna hold this. I do think that all of his pieces are going to be worth a lot of money if you literally look at this collection. My friend actually purchased the last Dead Ramen under 50K for 38K. We saw it this morning, literally this morning, and we were like, yo, you have to purchase this. Like, one of us has to. And look at the floor now, 100,000, 120,000, 200,000. This piece is crazy. The reason it's so high is because it only has 67 mints. Lotus Train has pretty much 2.2x the number of mints, so it makes sense why it's sitting at 35,000, but that's okay. The piece is beautiful. I got it at 30,000. I'm gonna be watching it for the next 3 to 5 days. Mad Dog Jones is gonna be putting out another collection in the next week or so, and who knows, maybe it's a burn mechanic and you have to burn Lotus Train and Dead Ramen, or you have to burn Cats, and it doesn't matter because I'm exposed to both of those collections either way. We'll see what happens, because if you lower the mint numbers and people have to burn to get one of ones or to enter a drawing or whatever the mechanic is, then the value of the piece is only going to go up as the supply diminishes. So to kind of just look at the profit again, the floor is currently $35,000, $250 loss. But like I said, if $35,000 gets taken, going straight to $50,000, and we put $50,000 here, after fees, I book a $12,000 profit. So it is high risk. I mean, it is the most expensive piece in my portfolio by a long shot. I mean, if you look at my cost basis for the rest of my pieces, yeah, I made $3,000 profit, $4,000, $6,000 profit, but I got them for all under $5,000, only because I was very early to those pieces, identifying that those would rise in value. This one was my biggest gamble yet. I pretty much spent my entire, unit cost of my portfolio, $37,000. I put an additional $30,000 into this piece, hoping for very high returns. So I'm gonna make this a series, guys. I'm gonna go over my portfolio every single week, basically to show you guys what moves I made, how my portfolio stands, and my thought process for every single piece that I own and how it's gonna do in the future. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you got up to this point, make sure you comment any suggestion you have for this channel. I see all of your comments, and I wanna thank you guys for the support. Leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.